Hi, guys. I just want to talk to you guys about being very careful when it comes to what you listen to. Yes, I said the music that goes through your ears that you listen to, whether it's for comfort, for peace, for relaxation, for glorifying God, be very careful as a believer. It was revealed to me multiple times by God that any music that's for Him will glorify Him. Any music that does not glorify Him, that makes you bop your head, that's entertainment, is not something that He wants, us to lean more towards. Now, don't get me wrong. Music is such a detrimental thing in today's society. Music is a vast term. Everyone, a lot of people prefer music as a way of escape, as a way of coping, as a way of dealing with things. And as a believer, we have to remember that everything that happens in the physical realm affects us spiritually. So those hypnotic frequencies that are in music, you have to discern. If you will ever find yourself just randomly doing something and a song pops in your head to the point where you can't get it out and you got to turn it on and listen to it, you probably shouldn't listen to it anymore. And what I'm telling you is not just personal conviction, but what was messages relayed to me to give to you guys as a warning to kind of help you. When it comes to Christian rap, yes, Christian rap, the number one thing that I feel like a lot of believers lean towards who, have come from the world and still kind of like need that kind of aspect, whether you're young, whether you're older in age. When you completely die to yourself, again, you have to die to all of your old ways. That includes what you're listening to, that includes even eating habits, everything. So when it comes particularly to music, Christian rap has a lot of believers in a chokehold. That's the nicest way to put it. And don't get me wrong, amazing. I love any music that glorifies God, that gives us peace, that gives us comfort, that gives us that extra, encouragement and fight to want to, fight the good fight to get us to walk further in our faith. But every Christian rap artist's intentions isn't solely to glorify God. A lot of them, or a good handful amount of them, is to glorify themselves because they see what the music industry is and how you can gain popularity and how you can get your name out there and what comes with that popularity wealth. So a lot of them tend to lose their way. They start off with the mission of, yeah, I want to put this music out here to glorify God, to give another believer a way of escape, to let them know, encourage them that they're not alone in this fight. But then they kind of let the numbers get to their head to the point where they're like, I got to do and find ways to be able to get more views or get more people listening to it and people streaming it. And in order for me to be able to start profiting from it and, essentially getting famous from it. And I feel like that's where it's very dangerous and you need to be very careful because we're on the outside. We don't know these people's lives or these artists' lives. We don't know how they live. We just see that, okay, they're a Christian artist, so whatever they put out has to be, God related, so it's okay. No. God tells us all the time that many people will say I'm of God, but their fruits don't match. You can say I'm for God and I love God, but then you live a lifestyle that's completely opposite. And we have no way of knowing because we're just on the outside and we're just listening to it. So be very careful, especially when it comes to artists who sample secular beats. Why are you sampling secular beats? I get it. You may listen to a song in your old life and you think like, yeah, I could use this beat and I could take something that's satanic and glorify God on it. God didn't ask you to do that. What's in the world, He wants us to leave in the world. When we die to ourselves and we become a believer, we die to ourselves, all of our old ways. There should be no, oh, let's, go back and try to make something God like that was in our past. That doesn't make sense. So These gospel artists who sample secular beats or secular instrumentals is dangerous, because now you're playing in a dangerous field. You're taking the enemy's form of manipulation and then you're bringing it into a God-centered community, and then you're allowing those frequencies and those hypnotic beats to encase and affect us spiritually. With secular music, whether you may or may not know, a lot of it is used in witchcraft. They use these hypnotic beats and these frequencies to, once you listen to it, the songs are vulgar. It talks about killing, sex, over hypersexualizing men, women, whatever the case may be, violence, money, drugs, and they put it in your head, and they use these frequencies and these beats, these hypnotic beats, to get it in your head and stuck in your head. From someone who comes from the world and then you're now firmly a believer, you will be able to relate, because the old music that you listen to just don't go away. It takes a while for your body to kind of like those beats to get out your head. It's not okay, today you're a believer and then yesterday you wasn't. So now you just completely just died to everything and those things don't affect you no more. It's a process. It takes time. Nothing is overnight. So them beats that you've been listening to for years, whether it's rock music, whether it's rap, whether it's disco, whether it's whatever you listen to, the beats, or you have listened to them beats, it takes a while for them to get out your head. So keep that in mind and be very, very careful and using discernment when it comes to what you listen to. If you ever find yourself in a situation again where you're not doing anything and it just pops in your head and you can't get it out, that's something you need to pay attention to. Any music that's for God, that glorifies God, is something that's going to put you in worship. It's going to be like, it's not something that's going to play in your head 50,000 times to the point where now you want to sing about God. No, it's something that's going to hit you and then you're going to start glorifying God. It's not something that's going to constantly replay like a hypnotic type of thing. So, fair warning to all of my fellow believers, when it comes to music, use your discernment and know that, again, everything that affects you in the physical realm affects you in the spiritual. And we need to be guarded up, because the enemy's always on the prowl to try to get us and convey us to going back to our old ways. So fight it. Fight the flesh. I know music is hard. You used to love that song and then you randomly heard it and you like, oh, maybe I should just listen. It's not going to hurt if I just listen to it this one time. As soon as you give yourself that access and you invite those frequencies in, you have to live with the repercussions, because now you'll notice a shift in your thought pattern. You'll start to notice things not aligning with how they used to be aligning, simply from that one song that you just started to listen to again that you used to listen to when you was in the world. So be very careful. I can't express that enough. But that's all I have for you guys. I love you, and I will see you in another one. Bye.
Hey guys, if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.